Thank you for tuning in to Dave's Garage. I'm Dave, this is Will, my son. He's my cameraman, he's also post-production, and he is my man helper in this project.
Hi.
Will's going to go do some filming for us today. Thank you, Artu. I would like to say that I do not advocate people follow these instructions 100%. If you have some of your own ideas, please incorporate them. That's really the whole idea behind this project. These 12 episodes are a way of giving back to the Star Wars community as a whole, and to say thank you for all the people who put information out there that I received. I'd like to say something about the way I'm actually going to incorporate all the ideas that I've brought into this project, the ones that I found on the internet. If you say, hey, I did that 5 years ago, or that's my idea, most likely you're right, it is your idea. And I'm basically taking the best pieces that I found on the internet, some of the instructions, my own ideas, and some reference material that I found. I feel that every suit is an individual piece. Depending on the shape and size you are, you may have to trim more, you may have to add more, or you may be able to, if you're lucky, be able to follow my rules or my instructions exactly. I am 5'9", I weigh 160. This suit of armour, I always presumed that in the movies it was just one piece and the actor, just slipped his hand through or his foot, but that is not the case. It's actually almost impossible for me to put on the foot, the arm, the bicep if you did that. So what I've basically made is a shell. I've glued the piece which is most visible, and I've industrial velcroed the bit which is not. Basically, so you can put your arm in there, there's some flex in the material. I can put my arm in and then close it up, and then you can really only see the part which has the best finish to it. Now in the instructions it says that you take two pieces and place Velcro on both sides and then close it as one piece. You may have to do that depending on the size that you are, but I found this is the best way and gives it the nicest finish for myself. Now we're going to show you the 10 steps to... Okay, for this 10-step process that I came up with, these are the two pieces of the sleeve. We're going to do a test fit. You want to make sure that everything lines up nicely, nothing sticks out. If you do need to trim it before you glue it. It's going to make life a lot easier. I already pre-trimmed these pieces. One was actually a little longer than the other. One is a little shorter, but as long as it's hidden it shouldn't be a problem. So the next thing I'm actually going to do is I'm going to put the Velcro on the inside. This is the soft piece. You always want to make sure that the rough piece is on the outside. You don't want to let the rough piece on the inside because it'll catch on your bodysuit and later on that'll cause problems. So I'm using industrial strength Velcro. Depending on how much pressure is going to be exerted on it will depend on how thick a piece you need. This piece is about 3/8 of an inch thick. I'm going to place it in the middle. I'm not going to press too hard because I actually want to trim the Velcro so you can't really see it. I want it to be as hidden as much as possible. The Velcro over time might get dirty, and there's nothing going to be worse than seeing some grey, messy Velcro sticking out the side of it. So there we are. This is actually going to be the top piece. I pre-taped it because I don't want to get any glue on the top. I've left a little bit hanging over because that's where we're going to attach the next piece for alignment. Make sure everything lines up. Now I didn't attach the other piece of Velcro because it would make it just too difficult to work with while we're attempting to glue this. Now everything's lined up. I'm actually going to put tape on the other part of the sleeve. And I do this so now I know where to roughen the surface before gluing, and also so if we do get any extra glue that oozes out, it'll ooze out onto the top of the tape and not onto the piece of the armour which is going to be visible. So there we go. Now I've got my two pieces temporarily taped together. I'm actually going to separate them. See, now I know where to glue, and the piece that I want protected is protected, and also the top piece is taped and protected. Now on the inside it's quite easy. Just get yourself a piece of rough sandpaper, and all we're going to do is just take off some of the sheen here, which will roughen it up. It will help the glue set and attach more firmly. You can quite see there I've taken some of the shine off. You don't have to go too far with this, but you do need to make sure that you give it a good wipe to get rid of the dust, otherwise the glue will just stick to the dust. Now on the outside, I already know where I don't want to sand. This is where I do want to sand. Once again, I'm just taking off the shine and giving it a nice rough surface for the glue to adhere to. I'm not going all the way to the edge of the tape, because I actually don't want the glue to go all the way to the edge of the tape. I'm actually going to leave like 1/8 of an inch, but you do want to go all the way to the edges. Nothing worse than gluing it and finding out that one of your edges isn't glued down. So there we are. It's been roughened and the shine's been taken off. Once again, just going to give it a wipe and get rid of that dust. So the next part is actually the gluing itself. Here is my plastic welder, which I got from Wally World. It's that 2-part epoxy kind of glue. I'm going to put a little bit in this tray. You have to mix equal parts. Now, so I've got this mixed, this is where I'm going to set my timer, because I do not want to go over 5 minutes. So, my 2 parts of epoxy, I'm going to mix these together. This can be quite strong, so you do want to leave the doors or windows open. The fumes can be quite strong. So there you go. Now I've glued them, mixed the glue together. Oh, I'm going to set my timer. I have 4 minutes to put this together. I'm going to put the glue on actually both sides of the material which we're going to glue together, which will make it a really good bond. And basically you just want a nice, even distribution of glue. Try and keep it nice and clean. You don't want to get too messy. Okay. Now I'm actually going to just wipe that edge, because this is going to be the edge that's going to be visible. And now I'm going to glue this part. I'm trying not to go to the edge. Doesn't matter on this edge, but that edge it does. This glue doesn't set white or clear. It actually sets with a little cream colour to it, so you don't want to